I still feel. I feel high on life, high on possibilities. It's an immense feeling, you know? Hey, you guys, before I get all into the talking portion, I'm going to give you guys what you really want first, which is the tour. So let's do that, and then we'll come back and talk about how I manifested this place, what it's been like living here, and all those other good things. All right, so I'm going to give you guys like a little tour of a little bit of the community, just because I would love for you to see the outside. It's like so super cute. And there's like a community grill, because some of the houses don't have like stovetops in them and stuff. And then yeah, it's just so cute and so colorful, and I just love it so much because it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Right now I just moved in, as you know, so there's really not much in here that needs to be shown. Like, it's in the early stages of home development for sure. But the structure of the house is really nice, and the kitchen area is super cute as well. Look at these house shoes that I have. I've been walking around in these for a minute. But yeah, so here's the kitchen. Super cute, super small. And then this is like the washer. This is a washer and dryer combo, which is very interesting. And then there's a little pantry above it. But literally, since it's just me, there's a lot of storage in this kitchen, so I really don't need much like things like pantry space or like a laundry closet or anything like that, because you really learn how to like prioritize when you live, for one, alone, because this is definitely my first time living alone, but also just in a tiny house. Like, come on now. So this is literally just the state of the living room so far. It's a very nice space for just me. Like, y'all, I am 4'11". Like, this is a lot of space for me, to be completely honest. But this is just some things that I haven't unpacked solely because I need furniture. Okay, if you would like to help your girl out with some furniture, please click the link in my description box to my Amazon wish list and send me a housewarming gift, because like y'all know, I sold everything and left the country for months. So I'm really starting from scratch. The only thing that I had was my mattress, which is upstairs. Literally, it's funny, I be doing crackhead shit. Like, whenever I have laundry, I just like throw it over. And that's what this is. I just haven't washed yet. And I got my TV mounted, so I told them eye level. Y'all, this is not eye level. This is not my eye level, bruh. When I said eye level, I'm like right here. These niggas put this shit up. They put it up so high, but yeah, so that's not, it's not the move. Okay, this is my first 2-story crib. First crib on my own. First crib with a house. Like, not even my childhood home had a house. I put this mirror here because when you come down from the stairs, you can see your whole fit type shit. It's really cool. And I love how there's windows on every single wall up here. So this is what you see when you get to the top of the stairs. I have my little mirror up here as well because I like looking at myself. And here's the bathroom. Still getting in stuff to organize. None of this is organized, but it's super cute space. And this is my first time having a bathroom with a window. Never going back. And can you see, this is like a sparkly shower curtain. It's not that obvious, but yeah, there's not much to see in the bathroom. So then you come over here and you can see my room. I'm gonna get my bed put on a cute little platform bed frame. I just haven't bought it yet. But other than that, here's my closet. It's super cute. This is gonna be very revealing to the type of hoarder I am when it comes to my clothes, because now, since I have to look at it every day, I need to be making some wiser decisions, and I'm certain that this will definitely help when it comes to that. But other than that, I got my shelf of shoes and sex toys. Love that for me. And this works really nice. I actually really enjoy this. Originally I wasn't going to use it as a closet, but I'm glad that I decided to, because it's like, where the fuck else is it gonna go? And I have my books over here. There's way more that I have, but they're downstairs. This is the banister that I occasionally throw shit on. I mean, throw shit over. So, yeah, I'm very excited to have some stairs in my house. I think that's so cool. And then I was gonna keep my pole up here, but I was practicing the other day and it's not, it's leaning right now because it's not, I'm about to put it downstairs. But I'm definitely gonna put it downstairs. And I might get another one and put it up here as well because I want to pole upstairs and downstairs. But either way, I have such a good vision for this room. So the vibe that I'm going for is like a 70s pimp vibe. So just envision this. I'm gonna get some disco balls in there and put them in front of this window so that there's gonna be light flashing on it and it's gonna look very pretty. And on this wall, I'm gonna get purple faux fur. That shit is going to go crazy. So fucking excited to get that purple faux fur. That shit gonna make this room just pop. And then I think I'm gonna get some like beaded curtains as well. And then I'm also gonna get like a nice, very long curtain and curtain rod that will like come out and around and over, because I don't really want to see all of this all the time, all day. The wall downstairs is going to be yellow because all the colors down there are going to be very like color block, colorful, not the 70s vibe that I'm going for up here, but it's still going to look very, very, very nice. I'm excited to really decorate this house. I'm going to decorate this house however I feel called, because in all of my houses beforehand, I wanted to paint and I wouldn't allow myself to paint because I'm like, I'm gonna move out in 12 months, so what's the point? But no, I be watching the TikTok girlies that be what's it called, interior designers, and they're like, bruh, you're renting, it doesn't matter, like make it your own. So that's what I'm gonna do, because this house is definitely my paradise and I'm so excited to be here. Hey you guys, so thank you for checking this video out. I'm very excited to be starting a new chapter in a new home, in a new city, in a new space, do everything. I've been seeing 111 and 1111 all over the place. So I am very eager to get this shit situated. With that being said, there's a handful of things that I really want to talk to you guys about. I feel like with every new house I get, I always do a video with how I manifested that house. And since this house has been in the works for over 2 years now, I really got to give y'all the tea on how I did this shit. So let's start off with that. For one, I was looking back in this old journal, and if you've been rocking with me for a while, this is the journal that really kicked off my, I was gonna say spiritual journey, but my journey has been a spiritual journey since before I was even in my mother's womb. But you know, the one that you guys talk about on TikTok. I started this journal in April of 2020, and I literally was going back into the manifestations that I was calling into my life, and the manifestation of this house right here is literally evident. And all of the entries have very similar characteristics that this house has. For one, it being loft style. A loft style 1-bedroom is what I've really been calling in for a long time. This is my first house where I'm living by myself and doing everything by myself. And it's been very great to only have my own energy to worry about and to really sustain myself off of. Jesus Christ, like literally my house, all of my houses before were the houses where everybody would come over and hang out and do shit. And because I had a roommate, I never really truly felt like I got a break from constantly hosting in a sense. And now that I live alone, I'm like, oh, this is the hype. This is the hype right here. This is some good shit right here. So 1-bedroom loft style space. I've always wanted a staircase. I've never lived in a house with a set of stairs. Like that was another thing where I'm like, that would be a cool thing to have. My community is so cute, and my neighbors so far, they're very cool. Honestly, only 3 people live in this complex at the moment, and there's like a lot of different units that are empty, and I know that they're going to be full very soon. But like, you can't live in a colorful like little community like this and like not be a cool ass person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a community grill. Like, niggas is going to be on the grill. Like, I feel like when that time comes and it's warmer and shit outside, I'm gonna be like knocking on, hey, y'all want some of this food that we about to, y'all want to put some on the grill with us? Like, you know, I love it. So a neighborhood of like friendly neighbors that I actually know, Because it's like, that's another thing. Like, I love community. So that was something that I really jotted down in my notebook as well. Friendly neighborhood, friendly community, friendly people, all that kind of good shit. Another thing that I wanted was a house that no one had lived in before. So my first apartment at the Mix, when my channel first started to really blow up, it was a downtown 2-bedroom, and that was the first place that I had ever moved into as an apartment. I was the second tenant to stay in that apartment. I didn't have to really worry about energies that were like too crazy, or that have seen walls that have seen a lot of different things, or like the cleanliness of the unit itself. And it was really great to experience that for myself. And with this complex, this is a brand new build. I am the first person to live in this house. I really did my job manifesting it, even down to the neighborhood. The neighborhood that I live in is it's one of my favorite neighborhoods in Atlanta, but no, it's actually my favorite neighborhood in Atlanta. I was very particular too. Now, this was one of the manifestations I wrote that I was like, how is this gonna happen? I knew that I wanted to live in a specific neighborhood, but I knew that I wanted a blend of city living and suburbia. And I was like, that was just limiting beliefs that would come up, because I'm like, where would this place even be located? Where would this place even exist? But literally, the neighborhood that I live in, it's literally a neighborhood. But bro, if you make a certain turn on a certain street 2 minutes away, you're in the city. Like, you get on the interstate that's 3 minutes down the road, there's a skyscraper in front of you type shit. It's so dope, y'all. It's so dope. I got free parking, and it's still convenient as hell. Niggas don't have to worry about getting booted up. Niggas ain't gotta worry about getting a ticket, or somebody keying they shit, or side swiping they shit. It's a cute little neighborhood. And it's funny because there's a lot of like white people over here, and I'm like, oh, this is where the white people be at. Interesting. Like, y'all just be like in the houses that are like right behind like the big city. Like, but y'all, I don't know. It was interesting because I'm like, where I'm from, like, it's just a whole bunch of black people. So it was, and I'm like, this is where the white people be at. Okay, all right, where they be at. Yeah. So everything else that I was saying, 2-story, in-unit washer and dryer, nice little garden in the front yard. I got a garden on the side of my house. Like, that shit is so fire. I have a beautiful closet. I'm about to give me a whole bunch of plants. I got me my 50-inch flat screen TV. This is like, the house is like a very perfect space. Like, very perfect space. But yeah, like, that's how a nigga been feeling. That's how a nigga been living out here. Some things to address, because I don't know why y'all thought that I moved to Mexico. I never said that I moved to Mexico. Like, I never said that I moved to Mexico. That was something that y'all fabricated in y'all heads. I did not say that. I said I'm selling everything and leaving the country. I'm buying a one-way ticket. That does not mean that I'm never coming back to the States. That does not mean, I don't know what you guys thought that shit meant. But basically, I did not move to Mexico. I stayed in Mexico for an extended amount of time. The longest I've stayed in Mexico ever. And I was by myself for the very, very big portion of the trip. And I said that I was starting my travels in Mexico. I did not say that I was moving to Mexico. So many people were confused about that. And I'm like, why? And this is something that I didn't like directly address it because I didn't give a fuck to. Like, it wasn't nobody's business. But basically, the reason that I came back to the States and decided to get someplace to stay is because when I left, for one, the last apartment that I had, that super big house that y'all seen, it was $2,200 a month. And typically with all the bills and shit, it would be like $2,400 a month. That shit was fucking expensive. I didn't want to fucking pay that. I didn't like paying it. It was not in alignment with the way that I wanted my finances to flow at that time. And it was very stressful. So when I made the decision to up and move, it was a very big, it was something that I really wanted to do because I was really fed up with this country and like the way that things cost, like the price of things, and like the fact that I'm just out here as a young creative black woman and I don't need to work hard for the shit that I want, and yet America made me feel like I need to work hard. So I had a lot of like anger and resentment tied up with the way that capitalism flows within this corporation, because this is not a country, this is a corporation. And leaving helped me address some of the issues that I felt within myself. One of the main ones being I would either have to be living in the States and forfeit traveling full time, or I would have to travel full time and not live in the States at all, which for one wasn't gonna work. It could have worked, but it wouldn't have worked divinely, because it was an action, it was a thought from a limiting mindset. Like, why wouldn't I be able to have both is the question that I had to ask myself. And once I asked myself, why would I not be able to have both? Why would I not be able to travel 2 weeks out of every month and then come back home and have a home base in Atlanta just to chill at, like just as a place that I could recuperate and really hone in on my own energy? Because something that was taking place in Mexico was that I would stay in a place for a week and then up and hop on a plane and go to another part of Mexico for another week. And like 3 days into me being in that new city, I'm like doing research, trying to figure out where else am I going to go. It felt like a lot of me being on my toes. So now I know for a fact that like going forward, either I can plan out my whole trip in advance, or I'll just like, sometimes I'll be able to go with the wind, but it'll just depend on the mindset that I'm in. So yeah, when I asked myself, why would I not be able to do both? That was when a lot of different things clicked for me. And I was like, oh, I could just live a life of abundance and have the best of both worlds. Duality. Like, so with that being said, I came back to Atlanta and I was living in my mom's house, which is where I was in a lot of my previous YouTube videos that I was filming. And it was a good transition point, because what it reminded me of the start of the pandemic, when we all had to like go back to our parents' house or like isolate ourselves in our apartments or whatever. I went back to my mom's house because I was in school in North Carolina and, you know, shit shut down. So during that period is where I started this. That's where I have a video on my channel. It's called Getting My Shit Together. And that's the start of this journey that you guys have seen me on thus far. So it felt like a rebirth of that when I came back to her house. Also, I have a car. Also, I bought my first car. Her name is Sacral. She's orange, as many of y'all know. And there was no fucking way that I was going to sell my car or give it back to the bank. There's no, fuck no, hell no. Like, my car is entirely too perfect for me to buy her in February and then like get rid of her come like October of last year. No, absolutely not. I love my car too much. So that had a very big part to play in it as well. Like, I miss Sacral. I miss driving. And Mexico is cool. I fucking love it. There's some attractive men down there, but I miss my car. With that being said, I then went on this journey, and now I want to tell you guys how I found this house. On Pinterest, there is this loft that I fell in love with, and it's in Atlanta. On my Pinterest board, I started to obsess over this loft. This loft was beautiful. It was like one of those old ass buildings. It was probably built in like the 50s, and it was renovated. And now the community is like just loft style cribs that all look uniquely different and uniquely dope as fuck. And so it was for sale, and it was sold sometime last year. And on the Zillow listing, every day I would just go to that picture, and I had the address to the place because the address was on there. I would just go and I would just swipe and I would just look at these pictures every day and just like visualize myself in that crib. I didn't give a fuck if the shit said it was sold a few months ago. I didn't care. Months go by, and in my brain, I'm like, I'm gonna go see the place. I'm going to go drive by it. I'm just going to see what happened. And I kept like procrastinating, and I didn't end up going. But eventually I like broke down to my mom, because I'm like, bruh, I didn't want to be in my mom's house like at all. Like, I love my mom. I love my little brother, but I did not want to be living with them for as long as I was. I was telling her, I was like, look at this house. This house is perfect. I want this house. She was like, well, then let's just go drive by it. And I was like, great. I don't know why, but I needed someone else to take the initiative to drive, because I don't know why it took me so long to go. She texts me, we get in the car, we go drive by the house. It's a gated community, so we couldn't get in, and we were just dialing random niggas' numbers at the little call box and shit, but no one was answering. But we couldn't get in. And so we start driving around the community. We just drive around the neighborhood. And in this neighborhood, we see these brand new tiny house builds. Not this community. This community was full of I actually can put pictures of this one. It was these sleek, black, tiny houses, ? And it was kind of set up like this. I couldn't see the upstairs, but it was like a cute little courtyard in the downstairs. The black ones were 1-bedroom units that were loft style. And then right across this little walkway, they had white ones that were 2 bedrooms. And they were so cute. I take a picture of the leasing sign and I immediately call these people. And this was the week before Christmas. I call these people and I speak to the guy on the phone, and he's like, we can get you a date set up to tour these units. Let me know what else you're looking for in a unit though, so I can email you other listings in other areas that we have available. And this management company seemed like they were brand fucking new. It's a whole story that I got to tell you guys that went along with how I got this unit. So literally after communicating with the guy, after communicating with Tristan for 2 days, he ended up sending me some listings. He sent me 3. He sent me the one on the street that I was looking at, the black unit. He sent me another one nearby that was like something. And this is another thing. These new builds are very interesting because they have been making it to where it's like the big house, and it's like 5 units in that house. The second unit was like that. It was like an apartment that was inside a giant house. And then the third one was just the street name. It was just a street name. There were no images. And when I looked it up online, it just showed me the Google Maps of like what this property used to look like. So just trees in a random like broken down old house, like before the gentrification head ass. So I was just like, okay, interesting. Well, I want to see the black one in person. And then after I tell him this, he ghosts me. He ghosted me. Like literally days went by. I did not speak to this man. Even after Christmas, before New Year's, he did not get back to me. And so it took them forever. But then some other guy, what can I call him? Then Kevin, the guy that works with Tristan, hits me up and is like, hey, not sure if you got in contact with Tristan, but we can, schedule to tour it with me. Like, let's do it together. Early January is when I was able to go out with Kevin. And so the first unit we didn't go to the black one. I never seen the black ones in person, but I went and seen the big house in person. I wasn't a fan of it. They were charging $1,900 to live in like this little attic space that was like upstairs. It was interesting, but I'm like, not for $1,900, and the sizing of the space, it was just awkward. So then he took me to this street, the place that I live now. And when I seen that shit, I was like, oh, this is a community of tiny homes. What the fuck is this? Like, this shit is fire. What is this? And he was like, yeah, like this is our brand new build. Like, all the houses are different. We got studios, we got 1 beds, we got 2 beds. There's over 13 units in the whole complex itself. These are brand new. They're not even ready to be occupied just yet. He was like, but by mid-January, we would be ready for people to move in. He gave me a tour of this unit and only this unit, and he didn't tell me about any other 1 bedrooms. I didn't even know that there was another 1 bedroom on the property. But I seen her and I fell in love. And I was like, her name is Bonnie. Because to name something is to give it power. And if you haven't noticed, I name damn near everything I have. My car, her name is Sacral. My house, her name is Bonnie. The reason that I named this house Bonnie is because Princess Bubblegum in Adventure Time, her real name is Bonnabelle. And from the Vampire Diaries, even though she was a fucking people pleaser and all of her friends sucked, Bonnie was the black girl and she was a witch. And both of them worked with magic and science to create their desired reality. So I named the house Bonnie. And after that came the application process. And this is where they gave me the most hell, because I'm a young Black woman, entrepreneur, creative all around, my bank statements look fine. They look great, but my money being deposited looks very like confusing. And because I don't have like a consistent, like, I don't have a consistent income that hits my account on this one day and it's like, hey, this is your payment from this corporation, you know, like they have a lot of questions and they're very confused. 2 weeks in, I'm going back and forth with them saying, I can afford this house. Look at my bank statements. Did you check out my bank statements? The answer was no. They didn't look at them as good as they should have. And by the time that they did, they were still confused. So I was like, they were like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I'm a YouTuber. I do X, Y, and Z. I do OnlyFans, X, Y, and Z. I really enjoy what I do and I love the house. Give me the house. The same day they approved me for move-in, they then proceeded to tell me the owner of the property has decided to raise all of the pricing of all the units from $1,500 to $1,675. Therefore, you do not qualify anymore. When I tell y'all, I was like, fuck no. I was like, fuck no. Like, you're not about to do that. And then they proceeded to tell me that there was another 1 bedroom. There was only one more. There was 3 in total, but one of them was somebody already got in that one. So out of this one, which is a standalone, there was another one that was actually connected to the back of another building. And when I went to tour it, that they said that they would honor and give me that one for $1,500, but I couldn't have the standalone unit for $1,500, even though apparently they were exactly the same and there's not any difference at all. So it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, well, if it shouldn't be a problem, then why are you not going to let me have the unit that I want? So that was a whole nother thing. And eventually I basically called them out for discrimination because they were really trying to fight me about it. And they wouldn't let me talk to the property manager myself to like really vouch for myself. It was really like they were trying to hide something. I'm still very not sure what it was. But at this point, I'm just like, this is fucking discrimination. Because like, how you going to say I can get that unit because it's the less desirable unit? And you saying that this one is going to, quote, sell quicker because it's the more desirable unit because it stands alone. Like, I was here first. I'm the only one that has applied. You're saying that I'm approved, but you're not trying to give me the unit that I want. So I was talking to Spirit a lot within that like week and a half, 2 weeks that it took all this to go down. I was talking to Spirit a lot, and Spirit was like, the cards that kept coming up were just like, action, take action. This is, you know which house is yours. You want the specific house. So I called them out, and eventually they were like, okay, fine, you can have this unit. So, yeah, it was one hell of a journey, and I'm grateful because I love the house, I love the space, and it's very interesting because they're actually building, I think they're building more tiny homes in the lot next to me. So yeah, that's the story of how I got this house. And also, there were many other tactics that I used for manifestation purposes. I would come out to the house. I would just come back I look like a stalker, to be completely honest. Like, I would just come and sit in the courtyard and just like hug the trees and like envision myself walking in after like a long day at the coffee shop and shit like that, using the grill. I would sit on the little patio outside my house and write a love letter to her and leave it under the fucking rug. If them niggas had cameras, no, it's funny because there was a lot of like construction workers that would be in and out, and they're like looking at me like, who the fuck is this girl like that constantly comes around this house? Like, what the fuck? That and naming her was definitely a tactic of manifestation that worked in my favor. So if you need help, those are some things you can use. But other than that, life has been very dope since living here. I've really been enjoying myself. I've really been able to protect my own fucking energy. And honestly, with me living by myself, it actually gives me more space to engage with other people, mainly like my friends and stuff like that. Like, I originally thought that I was really gonna want to isolate myself a whole lot, but I've actually had a lot more space to like have friends come over and like hang out more than I thought that I would. And I guarantee it's because I am able to hone in and focus on my own energy for much longer than what I've ever been able to do in the past. So I'm super grateful for that. But with that being said, I really wanted to tell you guys that I have new services on my website, Alchemy of Creation, that I'm so excited to share with the world. I was already doing one-on-one consultations for like people with brands and businesses and people who really want to, like, maybe you want to increase your finances for your brand, or maybe you want to market it better. Just anything that you might need help with. If you have a baby idea in your head and you want to expand on it, but you don't know where to start, I am helping a lot of people figure out those next steps. But I also put a new service on my website, and it is spiritual consulting. I am excited to really get into that because I really enjoy helping people. Something that I want to do for this new year is connect more with people one-on-one, and this really gives me the opportunity to do that with you guys. I love picking at people's brains and helping them think about things in a different light. So if you are interested in any of those services, please click the link in my description box to check out alchemyofcreation.org. My website is up and running. It's new, and I'm very excited to meet people from it. Like I love working with people. I love talking to people. Like I be engaging in the comments as much as possible. You guys have such unique ideas about a lot of the things that I talk about. So I would love to talk to you guys about whatever it is, whether it's childhood trauma, fucking divine feminine energy, I don't know, just whatever you need. Like, let's just talk about it. I also have my YouTube master course on that same website. And if you use the link in my description box down below, the first 5 people that sign up will get $100 off the YouTube master course. So yeah, I hope that you guys will check that out. I'm looking forward to working with people within this new year. And if you want to send me a housewarming gift, I got my Amazon wish list down in the description box down below. It's also my OnlyFans wish list. So if you want to subscribe to my OnlyFans, the link for that is down below as well. Just help your girl out, because new house mean new expenses, and I'm an abundant shawty. I love that I'm an abundant shawty, but asking for help is something that I am, stepping more into the element of doing. So I appreciate the support, and I hope that you guys could find something that helped you in this video, and I am eager to continue my creative artistry. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.